describe the literal return of Jesus Christ from heaven. And Matthew 25:31 says, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Are we ready for that great moment? No language can describe the glorious scenes of the living cloud of majesty and unsurpassed glory came still near, and when we could clearly behold the lovely person of Jesus, he did not wear a crown of thorns, but a crown of glory rested upon his holy brow, and upon his vesture and thigh was the name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. His countenance was as bright as the noon sun. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet had the appearance of fine brass. His voice sounded like many musical instruments. The earth trembled before him. The heavens departed as a scroll. When it rolled back together, every mountain and island were moved out of their places. How secret is that? Are we ready for what is to come upon this earth? And how many of the living inhabitants of the earth will not be able to recognize such a coming? Who won't be able to recognize that coming? If you look in Matthew 24:24 through 27, it says that, for there shall arise false Christ and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret place, chambers, believe it not. Whereas the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth out of even unto the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Does that sound secret, or does that sound loud and audible? But as Revelations 1:7 will tell us, Revelations 1:7 says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. Does that sound secret again? That sounds like everybody will see the coming of the Son of God. Are we ready for what is to come upon this earth? Also in Revelation 6:16 and 17, read that. And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Who will be able to stand in that terrible time? Someone will be a glorious time that have waited for their Lord, those that are persecuted for their faith. Shall we trust upon him? Shall we look for his coming? Will we be ready for what is going to come upon this earth? Or will we be lost? Will we be one of those wailing and crying for his glorious when he comes in his glory? Terrible will the prayer be fulfilled in that great judgment day, when Christ shall come to the earth again, not as a prisoner surrounded by a rabbi. Will men see him? They will see him as heaven's King. Christ will come in his own glory, in the glory of his Father, and the glory of the holy angels, 10,000 times 10,000, and thousands of angels, and the beauty of the triumphant Son of God, possessing surpassing loveliness and glory, will escort him on his way. Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations. Then every eye shall see him, and they also that pierced him, in the place of a crown of thorns. He will wear a crown of glory. A crown within a crown is placed In place of that old purple kingly robe, he will be clothed with a remnant of whitest white, so as no fuller on earth can whiten them. And on his vesture and on his thighs a name will be written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Those who mocked and smote him will be there. The priests and rulers will behold again the scenes in the judgment hall. Every circumstance will appear before them as if it written in letters of fire. Then those who prayed, His blood be on us and on our children, will receive the answer to their prayer. Then the whole world will know and understand. They will recognize who and what they poor, feeble, finite beings have been warning against. In awful agony and horror, they will cry to the mountains and the rocks. Does that sound secret? It sounds audible. It sounds loud. It sounds visible. And it sounds like a scene that has never been upon this world before. Are we ready for what is to come? May God help us.